Yeah, nothing changes and nothing changes, man.
For things to change, you've got to change. All you've got to do is look within and see if you can change.
I made some mistakes that I really want to correct.
You can change your life.
You can completely change your life.
I wanted to break some bad habits.
Tsunami na pagbabago! Tsunami na pagbabago! You can do it! You can do it! You can do it! You can do it!
Guys, sit down. Let's have a talk. Based on the video that you've watched, do you agree na mahirap talaga magbago?
Magbabago rin po ako, kaya lang hindi po siya ngayon.
It's almost December, the last year of the month, where everyone is really excited. I guess meron na tayong mga to-do list dyan, New Year's resolution that we are excited to implement sa darating na taon. It could be a new hobby, like going to the gym, becoming healthy, you want to quit this, you want to quit that. During these times, we are full of hope, full of excitement because it's New Year that we can achieve the change that we want. We are excited to share our plans to other people, maybe to our friends or our family in the coming year, and to post them on social media. We are somehow excited and confident na lahat ng sinulat natin or pinlano natin is mangyayari next year.
You can do it! You can do it!
According to the statistics, only 9% of the population are able to successfully complete their New Year's resolution. Ibig sabihin, 9% lang yung talagang nakakatapos at nakakagawa ng mga pinaplano nila.
Okay.
Research goes to show that 23% of the people are quitting at the end of the first week. First week pa lang, humihinto na. And another 42% of the population are quitting at the end of January. Because of this phenomenon, only 38% of the people na lang yung gumagawa ng mga New Year's resolution. Meaning, 62% of the population yung ayaw nang gumawa ng mga plano nila for the next year. Sinasabi nila sa sarili nila, babalik din naman ako next year, bakit ko pa susubukan?
Ano gusto mo sabihin? Ako ang mapasama dito!
Or they will question themselves telling, ganito na lang ba ako? Nakakasawa na. What will happen is you will feel the disappointment, frustration, discouragement to the point na ayaw mo nang sumubok ng mga bagay-bagay, resulting in low self-confidence, low self-esteem, and negative thinking. Negative thinking in a way na kapag may taong nagsabi sa'yo na gusto nilang magbago, ang sasabihin nila is, pauna lang yan. Do you know someone like this or ikaw mismo yan? But there's a good news. The truth is, we can change. Kayang-kaya natin. The only thing that we need to understand are the fundamental reasons why we cannot change. For today's episode of this video, you will learn the 7 reasons why you're not changing. Dito budol guys katulad ng mga nagpakilig sa'yo pero ginost ka naman. Or hindi rin to katulad ng mga in-order mo online tas yung na-receive mo is not exactly the same. I experienced that one time and I was really disappointed. Have a seat. Stick to the end of this video and you will learn the 7 reasons why you're not changing. Hi everyone, my name is Josh and welcome to Deep Thoughts. Natanong nyo na ba sa sarili nyo, bakit ang hirap magbago? Or maybe you watch a motivational video about change and people telling you to do this, do that. We exactly do what they say and still fail to change. The truth is, it's not hard to change, and I'll explain why.
But before that, let's define change first.
According to Merriam-Webster, change is make someone or something different, alter, or modify. But if I would define change, here it is. Change is a paradigm shift, the result of psychological processes that are happening in our mind due to external events that impacted us in a significant way. Meaning, yung mga external events na nakikita natin, nare-receive natin, or na-experience natin na naka-apekto sa atin deeply, whether good or bad, we take those information in our mind and allow them to change our inner world. Kaya nagkakaroon ng paradigm shift.
Wow, Josh. Paradigm shift. What a big word.
I know. I just love using fancy words. As I promised in the intro of this video, I will share to you the 7 reasons why you're not changing. But before that, remember that for us to change, we need to change our mind first. Here is the battleground. Dito lagi nag-uumpisa. Our mind is the operator of our life. Nuggets ba? Like chicken nuggets? I know guys, I know you are excited. Are you ready? Buckle up. First reason why you're not changing is because you cannot perceive the problem. The problem is you cannot see the problem. See guys, problem itself is not the problem at all. The problem is yung ability natin para makita yung mga problema. Let me explain further. Yung mga ganitong tao, wala silang self-awareness. Kung meron man, sobrang liit lang. They're not entirely blinded, but somehow in denial. Like this woman.
Your Honor, hindi ko po
Mostly, these people love to blame everyone else, but not themselves. They always think they are the victim in the situation, but in reality, they are not. These people love to create their own mess and still not realizing na sila yung problema. These people are egotistical and self-absorbed in some sense. Hindi marunong tumingin sa salamin. Yung mga ganitong tao, never ka nasampal ng realidad. I'm just kidding. Madalas aksyon ng aksyon, pero never nilang iniisip yung mga consequences ng mga actions nila. Usually, narrow-minded, close-minded. Maririnig natin sila na sinasabi, masaya kasi, basta ang importante, nag-enjoy ako. They also don't recognize facts and logic. They're just merely listening to their own emotions.
Emotional damage!
Meron ba kayong kaibigan na sobrang problematic na one day lumapit sa inyo para magkwento ng mga problema niya? Then ikaw naman, dahil mabait ka, you listen and you offer a solution, but ended up that person not listening to you. Frustrating, right? Don't worry. You're not alone. For sure, yung mga ganitong tao, hindi nila nakikita yung current situation nila as problematic. Kaya para sa kanila, it's fine. Tulad ng mga babaero, mga cheater. Shoutout sa inyo. Shoutout din sa mga mahilig mangutang pero ayaw magbayad ng utang. Isa pa yung mga kabataan dyan na ayaw makinig sa mga magulang nila. I'm not judging anyone here. What I'm pointing out is the bad behavior na pinagpapatuloy despite nakaka-apekto na sa maraming tao. Unfortunately, mahirap na magbago yung mga ganitong tao kasi nga sila mismo hindi nila nakikita yung problema. No matter how na gustong-gusto mo silang tulungan, you cannot just help them. Sometimes, people like this think that they are always right. If you think you're always right, definitely there's something wrong with you. The saddest thing about this, ulit-ulit mong pagdadaanan yung mga problema at ulit-ulit din yung pain and suffering. But I know one thing that is really effective to resolve this kind of situation. Sa mga taong nakikinig dyan, this is the solution. It is called introspection. Introspection means self-examination. Philosophers in the past love doing this kind of thing. What you're doing is you're taking an honest view of yourself and your situation. No pretension, only honesty. It's kinda self-reflection sa mga decisions mo in the past and also in the present. Kumbaga, ginajudge mo yung sarili mong thoughts and emotion, ina-analyze mo sila, ino-observe mo kung tama ba sila o mali. Blaise Pascal, a French mathematician and physicist, said it better than I, and I quote, "All men's misery is derived from not being able to sit in a quiet room alone." According to him, lahat ng problema na pinagdadaanan natin sa buhay ng paulit-ulit at nagbibigay ng suffering sa atin, nangyayari yung mga bagay na yon kasi hindi na natin kayang manahimik para mag-isip-isip. Puro na daw tayo cellphone. Sabi niya, not me. That's not included in the line, I'm just kidding. Minsan, kailangan mo tanggalin yung mga distraction para magkaroon ka ng space makapag-isip. Introspection is being alone, like nagmumuni-muni, pero sa mas malalim na paraan ng pag-iisip. Zig Ziglar said, the first step in solving the problem is to recognize that it does exist. Para ma-resolve mo yung mga problema mo at para ma-achieve mo yung pagbabago na gusto mo, kailangan makita mo yung mga problema na hindi mo nakikita before. Second reason why you're not changing changing is you give away your power. You just accept the situation as it is. Alam mo na yung mga problema at sitwasyon mo, pero tinanggap mo na lang sa mind mo na wala ka na magagawa. Kumbaga, hindi mo na siya mababago. At some point, nawalan ka na ng drive or pag-asa para baguhin yung mga sitwasyon mo or abutin yung mga pangarap mo dahil sa mga negative experiences mo. You allow the external world to change your inner world. Of course, I'm not invalidating our situation. For sure, marami tayong pinagdadaanan ng problema at iba't iba yung level. But despite of that, you need to believe that you can make changes. Instead of thinking negatively about yourself and the situation, think of the opposite way. Think positively. Huwag mo masyadong i-overemphasize yung problema mo. I-overemphasize mo na kaya mo silang solusyonan. You are definitely regaining your power if you do that. A lot of people are talking about how big their problems are, but fail to recognize how big they are in solving their problems. One of my favorite quotes from Marcus Aurelius, a Greek Stoic philosopher. He said, and I quote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." May power ka over your problems, over your circumstance. Hindi yung problema or yung current situation mo yung may final say, kundi ikaw. Huwag natin masyadong pinag-uusapan yung problema kung wala din namang solution. It's just a matter kung ano i-amplify mo, problema or solution. Remember guys, it always starts in the mind. As I've read the books, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey, the author, said that there are two kinds of creation that exist in our universe. The first creation is what we create in our mind. Kung ano yung mga iniisip natin, kung ano yung mga in-entertain natin, kung ano yung mga kinoconsume natin, kung ano yung mga pinapaniwala natin, kung saan tayo nagpe-pay attention. That's the first creation. The second creation is the manifestation of the first creation. Let's say there are two people with the same exact situation. They are both unhealthy. Yung unang tao is so negative, iniisip niya na mahirap yung situation niya na hindi niya mababago yun. Is negative mag-isip. Hindi niya kaya maging healthy, na mahirap, na di niya kaya, na ganun na lang talaga yung situation niya. Eventually, after so many years, ayun, nag-manifest yung pinaniwala niya, ganun pa rin siya. Yung isang tao naman is thinking positive. Iniisip niya na it's not okay to be unhealthy and he needs to do something about it. Nakakayanan niya. Yes, it is true, mahirap, pero hindi ibig sabihin hindi niya kaya. Eventually, after quite some times, nag-manifest yung mga pinaniniwalaan niya, naging healthy siya. Yung mga pinapaniwala niya sa mind niya, inadvertently, kusang nag-manifest sa physical reality. Remember that concept, the first and second creation, because that's the reality of life. And that is applicable to so many things. I want to say that you create your own reality. Proverbs 23 verse 7 said, "As a man thinketh in his heart, so he is. You are what you believe in." Kung iniisip mo na ganyan ka na lang, you're right. More probably, magiging ganyan ka nga. Kung iniisip mong may magandang mangyayari, tama ka rin. May magandang mangyayari. In short, our mind shapes our reality, as simple as that. You probably hear the word law of attraction. It is exactly the same. Gusto ko lang talaga nag-explain. Don't just accept the situation as it is. You need to believe that you can. By doing that, you are regaining your power. Third reason why you're not changing is you don't want to put the right word. In other words, you're being lazy. Let's say nakita mo na yung problema mo at pinaniwalaan mo na kaya mo. The next thing is you just have to work it out. For the change to successfully materialize, you have to take actions. That is the second creation. Manifest it by doing what you believe. There's a good verse in the Bible. It says, "Faith without work is dead." So kung naniniwala ka lang at wala kang gagawin, drawing lang siya. Malabo or unlikely siyang mangyari. Funny thing, minsan sinasabi ng mga tao, kusang maayos yung mga bagay-bagay, kusang magbabago yung mga bagay-bagay, maayos sila sa sarili nila. Guess what? They won't.
Wake up. Wake up. Wake up.
The reality is, hindi sila mangyayari, lalo na kung wala kang ginagawang specific actions. If you really want to change, you have to stand up, do the work, and help yourself. 100% of the time, laziness kills ambition. This stops us from achieving the growth and the change that we need. Di ka pwedeng maging tamad, magreklamo, at maraming excuses sa buhay. Kailangan mong kumilos. Di ka lang basta pwedeng umasa kung kani-kanino, sa magulang mo, sa partner mo, sa kaibigan mo. May mga bagay kang kailangan gawin na ikaw lang, lalo na kung self-discipline yan. No one is going to do it for you. but you. Let's say you want to become wise, you want to become knowledgeable, gusto mong tumalino, at meron kang libro sa bahay nyo. Hindi lalapit sa yung libro magsasalita at sasabihin, basahin mo naman ako. Kailangan mo siyang kunin at buksan. Same din sa fitness, meron kang dumbbell sa bahay nyo. Hindi sasabihin sa inyo na, tara, workout na. I don't know why I still need to explain this. For a matter of fact, alam natin na it's not gonna happen. Right? It is so delusional to think na yung mga pinapangarap natin at gusto natin mangyari sa buhay, kusa sila mangyayari na wala kang ginagawang aksyon. You have to wake up in reality.
Pwede ba ilayo mo sa akin to? Ayoko makita ito.
There's a word of that. It is called cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance means na may mga pinapaniwalaan ka, pero yung mga action mo is so contradicting sa mga pinapaniwalaan mo. Meron kang gustong mangyari, pero opposite yung mga ginagawa mo. Hindi mo talaga ma-achieve yung change na gusto mo. Let's say next year, you want to become healthy. All you needed to do is to do an exercise, eat healthy, sleep early, have a good diet, iwasan mo yung too much sweets. The sooner na magets mo yung concept, the better. For us to understand this subject further, let's use this man's discovery. This is Isaac Newton, the one who discovered gravity. He formulated the 3 laws of motion that affects our modern physics. Newton's third law is called the law of action and reaction, and it states, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. Every action, whether good or bad, merong mga consequences. Let's say I slap you in the face. Wait, I'm a kind person. I don't wanna do that. I put force in my hand and slap you. Ang reaction, ang mangyayari, masasaktan ka, pwedeng mamulay mukha mo. Depende sa degree ng force na ginamit ko. The results of my action, merong equivalent reaction. X amount of time and effort is equals to X amount of result. Ganun lang kasimple yun. Kung gusto mong magbago, dapat may gagawin kang action. It's just a matter of time na makikita mo yung resulta. You just have to trust the process. That's how the universe works. In addition, by saying action, it means you take the right action. If nag-take ka ng action at mali naman yung method mo, mali yung paraan mo, possible, mahihirapan kang ma-achieve yung goal mo or yung change na gusto mo. Di pwedeng kilos lang tayo ng kilos, suntok lang tayo ng suntok, lalo na kung ineffective yung mga actions mo. Another thing is, when we want to change, we have to take it slowly. Gawin mo lang kung saan muna yung kaya mo. Do it one at a time, start small. Lahat ng na-discuss ko kanina about seeing the problem, about regaining your power, maganda sila. Pero kung hindi ka magta-take ng action, baliwala sila. Bruce Lee once said, knowing is not enough, we should apply. Take actions for the change to materialize in your life. Fourth reason why you're not changing is you don't want to persevere. It means you want immediate result. Let's say you put the right action, nagawa mo na siya. The next obstacle that we will face, yung mga ginagawa natin, wala pa kagad resulta. When this happen, ang ginagawa natin, nagkukwit na tayo. Ayaw na nating tiyagain. Ayaw na natin mag-persevere. Ayaw nating tiyagain kasi wala naman tayong nakikitang resulta. We're living in an age of convenience na puro na gadget, puro technology that makes our lives easier. Madali na yung mga bagay-bagay unlike before. Isama mo pa dyan yung mga instant noodles, instant coffee, instant gratification, instant relationship. Yung isang linggo pa lang kayo nagkakilala, na in love ka na kagad.
Ginusto mo yan eh.
Itong mga bagay na to, they affect us in a subtle way, na apektuhan yung way of thinking natin, kaya minsan hindi na rin tayo marunong maghintay. Isa pa, yung nakikita natin sa social media, yung mga highlights sa mga tao, yung mga achievements nila, because of those things, napapressure na rin tayong sumabay sa agos, kaya minamadali na lang natin yung mga bagay-bagay. Gusto natin, may resulta kagad. Because of how the world works, ganun na din yung mindset natin sa mga bagay-bagay. For change, sa pagbabago, unfortunately, this is not applicable. Remember, lahat ng quick result, quick success sa buhay natin is mahina at mababaw yung foundation. You need to become consistent and patient when you want to change. Kailangan natin maintindihan na hindi ibig sabihin nagtanim ka ngayon, aanihin mo na siya bukas. You need to believe na yung mga ginagawa mo ngayon, whether big or small, even if nag-i-struggle ka, magpa-pay off sila in due time. Yung mga small steps na ginagawa mo, surely nag-accumulate yan. Tsagain mo lang. One day, magugulat ka, nandun ka na. Domino effect yan. yan. Just trust the process. I remember my journey when I start running. Una, jog lang ako. Kahit ako lang mag-isa. After quite some time, nasanay na yung body ko. And then, I joined the half marathon, 21 kilometers. When I joined, I thought I couldn't make it. But guess what? I made it. While I'm running that time, akala ko hindi ko siya matatapos. But because of consistency, thank God, natapos ko siya. After a while, I continue my training and then challenge myself to join the full marathon, 42 km. One of the hardest run in marathon. Same thing, I thought I couldn't finish it, but guess what? I did it. I didn't just finish it once, but twice. I'm so proud of myself.
Oh my God! Wow!
Of course, I cannot do it alone without the help of the Almighty. Look at that young guy. Napakagwapo. But the other day, it broke my heart when someone called me ugly. 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 But guess what? I don't care. Another mark of perseverance is kahit ilang beses nagkakaroon ng failure in the process, you keep moving forward. You're not stopping. In other words, fail forward. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na nag-fail ka ng isang beses is failure ka na. Failure only happens when you stop. Thomas Edison said, I didn't fail at 1,000 times. The light bulb was an invention with 1,000 steps. Kung nag-stop si Thomas Edison while inventing the light bulb kasi nagkakamali siya, baka wala tayong mga ilaw ngayon. So when you want to change, you need to be patient, you need to be consistent, and more importantly, you have to persevere. The reason why you're not changing is because you don't want to change your environment. In other words, you don't want to leave your comfort zone. Oh boy, I love this topic. You don't want to leave your comfort zone, you're afraid to step out. You're afraid of taking risk. Remember, no risk, no reward. No pain, no gain. Birds of the same feather flock together. Tell me who your friends are and I will tell you who you are. Naririnig na natin dati to, but do we understand the meaning of it? Yes, it is true. We desire change, we want it. Pero kung hindi natin babaguhin yung environment natin, trust me, mahihirapan tayo. I've read a book called 13 Things Mentally Strong People Don't Do by Amy Morin. If you want to become mentally strong and tough in this life, I recommend you to read that book. In that book, the author argues na kung may mga gusto kang ma-achieve sa buhay, gusto mo magkaroon ng pagbabago, meron kang mga kailangang bitawan sa buhay. Meron kang dapat i-sacrifice. Let's say you want to get fit, but puro pagiging fit yung example ko. Do I want to get fit? You want to get fit? You decided to go to the gym? Consistent ka naman pumunta doon na araw-araw and you're working really hard. Pagkatapos mo mag-workout, pagka-uwi mo ng bahay, sobra-sobra naman yung kinakaya mo. Wala kang control, wala kang disiplina, wala kang right diet, mahihirapan at matatagalan kang maabot yung mga goals mo. Yung mga ganong actions, hihilayin ka nila pababa para hindi mo ma-achieve yung change na gusto mo. To put it in context, most likely, eto yung environment natin. Yung mga taong nakakasama natin, yung kaibigan mo, yung barkada mo, yung office mates mo, lalo na kung toxic and negative yung kasama mo, sila yung magiging hadlang sa pagbabago na gusto mo. Ang problema kasi, people pleaser tayo masyado. Since matagal na nating kaibigan, matagal na nating kakilala, temporarily, ayaw nating iwanan. Kahit na sila mismo yung nagiging reason para hindi tayo mag-grow at mag-advance sa buhay. Another problem is, ayaw natin mag-isa. So napipilitan tayong mag-conform sa mga actions nila. Lalo na yung mga bad influence at saka toxic na tao, kailangan natin silang iwasan. Bad company corrupts good character. Kahit gaano pa kaganda yung ugali mo, gaano ka pa kahusay, gaano ka pa kabait, gaano ka pa kasipag, pero kung yung mga kasama mo is exactly the opposite, mahahawa ka sa kanila whether you like it or not. It's just a matter of time na makukuha mo yung mga ugali nila. Meron ba kayong kilalang sobrang tinong tao dati na nagkaroon ng kaibigan tas biglang napariwara, biglang naging masama, biglang napahama? Ang nire-reason natin is na barkada kasi. That's exactly my point. I want to say this. As human beings, we are susceptible to the emotion of the people around us. Madali natin ma-adapt yung mindset, yung behavior, yung actions ng mga taong nakapaligid sa atin. Choose your circle wisely. Di pwedeng kung sino-sino na lang yung mga sinasamahan mo. It's okay to cut off people when necessary. When you want to change, there's always a price to pay. Loneliness is the price you pay when you start improving yourself. Pagka gusto mong magbago, may mga moments na mawawalan ka ng kaibigan. Natural yon. It's either mananatili ka sa current environment mo ngayon pero walang magbabago sa'yo, or iiwanan mo sila para ma-achieve mo yung pagbabago na gusto mo. When you want to change, piliin mo yung mga taong may same goals katulad mo. Piliin mo at samahan mo yung mga taong tutulong sa'yo para makarating doon. Don't just make friends for the sake of friendship. Make friends for the sake of advancement. According to Seneca, associate with people who are likely to improve you. Samahan mo yung mga taong tutulungan ka mag-grow at ipupush ka para mag-improve. Di yung mga taong puro happy-happy lang. Usually, yung mga taong puro happy-happy lang, pagdating sa trouble, iiwanan ka ng mga yan. Kasi yung basis ng relationship nyo is all about happiness lang. Samahan mo yung mga taong concerned talaga sa'yo. So, change your environment for you to achieve the change that you want. Number 6, the reason why you're not changing is you dwell too much on the past. Dahil nakasanayan mo na, ayaw mo nang magbago. Connected to sa number 5. Kaya nahihirapan tayo magbago kasi sobrang tied up na natin sa past to the point na nagiging close-minded na tayo. Yung point of reference na lang natin yung mga nakasanayan natin. Di na tayo nag-welcome ng mga new ideas or new information. Di na rin tayo marunong makinig sa good suggestions ng iba. Hindi na tayo open for change or innovation. Stereotypical reason ng mga taong to, since eto na yung nakasanayan, eto na yung kinalakihan, eto na yung naging practice, eto na yung mga minana ko sa mga magulang ko. Ang dami kong kilalang tao na sobrang nahihirapan sa buhay at nahihirapang magbago. Sobrang pinanghahawakan nila yung past nila to the point na yung past nila yun na din yung nagiging future nila. What if mali na pala yung tradition, yung culture, yung past experience, and yung mindset natin? Kahit hindi maganda or effective, pinipilit pa rin nila yung mga bagay-bagay. Yun na nga yung nakasanayan nila. Seneca said, respect the past, be open to the future. Di ko naman sinasabi na mali lahat ng pinanghahawakan natin in the past, yung mga tradition and culture natin. May mga old ways na best way, but not applicable all the time. We respect them of course, but not to the point na nagiging stubborn na tayo. Nasasayang yung mga opportunities for growth and development. Sobrang tied up natin sa past. Meron na palang new ways of doing things better. We're not open for learnings. We're not open for ideas. Meron ba kayong kilala na after 5 years or after 10 years ganun pa din? This is exactly my point. Yes, totoo yun. Lahat tayo may negative experience from the past. Pero sana naman, wag to the point na yun na yung magde-define sa buhay natin. Kumbaga, hinayaan na natin na i-dictate nun yung magiging future natin. Albert Einstein said, if you keep doing the same thing, you'll end up getting the same result. Huwag kang mag-expect ng pagbabago kung parehas lang din naman yung mga ginagawa mo. So if you want to change, you have to let go of the past and move forward. You have to be open. You also have to forgive yourself from past failures. If you find this video helpful and useful, kindly share it. Visit and follow my page. Subscribe to my new YouTube channel. I made this platform so we can talk about many things na usually hindi napapag-usapan, especially controversial topics. Kung meron kayong specific topic na gustong pag-usapan, comment it below. I'll make future videos. All the things that I've mentioned in this episode are really practical and powerful. If you will just take time and internalize everything na napag-usapan natin dito, I guarantee you, na-achieve mo yung change na gusto mo. But for the last part, the 7th reason, I think this is the most important one. Save the best for last. Don't skip the last part. Take time to listen and hear what I'm about to share. Let's go. Number 7, the reason why you're not changing is because you're not acknowledging the divine being. When it comes to our relationship towards change, yes, it is true. Meron tayong mga bagay na kayang baguhin on our own using our resources and the willpower. But throughout the course of human history, there is this factual thing na hindi natin kayang labanan kahit anong gawin natin. Hindi natin siya kayang labanan kasi mahina tayo at wala tayong power because it is beyond us. We don't have the power or the capacity to do so because this thing is spiritual, and this is what you called sin, kasalanan. By definition, sin, it is inborn in us. Pagkapanganak pa lang natin, nasa atin na immediately. Namana natin sa mga ancestors natin, nature na natin. By default, kusa natin siyang ginagawa whether you like it or not. Sometimes it feels like you don't have a sense of control kasi lagi mo siyang ginagawa ng paulit-ulit kahit ayaw mo. Alam mo namang mali pero ginagawa mo pa rin. That's what I mean. Let me tell you a story. A good story happened way back 2,000 years ago. Meron taong nagngangalang Sakeo. He is a cheap tax collector, and sa panahon nila, pag tax collector ka, ibig sabihin sobrang makasalanan ka. Nanlalamang siya, nandadaya siya to the point na sobrang yumaman siya. Somehow in his life, nakita niya na mali yung mga ginagawa niya at kahit papano gusto niya magbago. Kaso, laging may pumipigil sa kanya. He is a very greedy person at mukha siyang pera. One day sa Jericho, pumunta si Jesus at nagkatagpo sila. Afterwards, pumunta si Jesus sa bahay niya at kumain sila, nakapag-banding sila. After spending time with Jesus, nagkaroon ng encounter sa kanya. Nagkaroon ng paradigm shift ng matinding pagbabago. Sabi na Sakeo, Panginoon, ipapamigay ko po sa mga mahihirap ang kalahati ng aking kayamanan. At kung ako man ay may nadayang sinuman, isasauli ko ito sa kanya ng 4 na beses. Imagine, hindi niya lang isasauli ng 1 beses, kundi 4 na beses. That's a miracle right there. Minsan, ang thinking natin kapag tumama tayo sa loto, kapag yumaman tayo, kapag may magandang nangyari sa buhay natin, we think those things are miracle. But the greatest miracle of all is yung mabago yung buhay ng isang tao. Sakeo, from being a greedy person to a generous person, nagkaroon ng matinding shift ng pagbabago sa buhay niya simula nung makilala niya ang tunay na Diyos. Therefore, if anyone is in Christ, he is a new creation. All things have passed away. Behold, all things become new. Nagkakaroon ng matinding pagbabago sa atin internally kapag ka nagkaroon tayo ng relasyon sa Panginoon. Hindi relihiyon, kundi relasyon. Pwede kasi mangyari na relihiyoso tayo, pero wala tayong relasyon sa Panginoon. Para magkaroon tayo ng relasyon sa Panginoon, ang kailangan natin ay magpakababa at tanggapin siya. Ang dami kong kilala ng simula nung nakilala nila ang Panginoon na bago yung buhay nila. Meron akong kaibigan na pariwara dati, puro bisyo, puro sugal, puro kamunduhan. Isa pang bagay, hindi niya alam yung purpose niya sa buhay. But when he started seeking God in his life, nagkaroon ng matinding pagbabago sa buhay niya. Kung nakikita natin na parang imposible magbago, let me tell you, with God, all things are possible. Kaya I'm encouraging you, sama niyo sa bucket list niyo na mag-build ng magandang relationship sa Panginoong Diyos. I mean, try it. Wala namang mawawala kung susubukan mo, di ba? One thing for sure, God loves you so much and He will accept you. You can start it by attending a good church. Some of us don't want to attend the church. And yung madalas na reason natin is, marami naman akong kilala nag-church, pero ang pangit naman ang ugali. Marami namang hipokrito sa loob ng simbahan. And, yeah, right. I actually agree with you. But also, remember na walang perfecto. Lahat tayo nagkakamali, including me and you. That's also the reason na kailangan natin ng Panginoon. Kasi nga, marami tayong pagkakamali sa buhay, hindi rin tayo perfect. Yung mga taong tinitignan natin na laging nagkakamali, kahit pumunta ng simbahan, may perfect timing din si Lord sa kanila. Kumbaga, relax ka lang. Huwag mo silang masyadong alalahanin. Remember din na hindi tayo pumunta ng simbahan para sa mga tao. Pumunta tayo ng simbahan para katagpuin ng Diyos at para magpasalamat sa Kanya. I'm not a theologian or a pastor. Sinishare ko lang sa inyo kung ano yung na-experience ko. Among the 7 reasons why we cannot change, I believe this is the most prominent. When we come to God, surely He will help us achieve change. The impossible becomes possible. So guys, natutunan na natin ngayon yung mga reasons bakit nahihirapan tayo magbago at ano yung mga kailangan natin gawin. By changing ourselves first, I believe we can change the world. I hope all of us can make changes and progress sa buhay natin, lalo na sa mga darating na taon. Marami ba kayong natutunan? If so, kindly share this video, like and follow my page, and visit my new YouTube channel. Comment down below what are the things that you want to talk about next time, and we'll talk about them soon. Yun lang guys, I hope that you enjoy this video. I'll see you soon. God bless. Adios.